possible because you don't have to do it Toastmasters.
No.
It is said that some of the most humorous things probably comes out of the most saddest or the most boring things in your life. I went by this statement and prepared my topic because only two things fit this bill, at least in my case. One, my marriage. But since Som has patented it, and every time he talks about his marriage, I can't talk about it. But at Toastmasters, my dear friends, I'm going to talk about my work. I know it sounds very monotonous. Oh, he's going to repeat the same thing, power cycle. Trust me, it's going to be unique. And since you are all done with the laughter part of it, I'm treating it as an educational. So if you don't laugh, if you don't smile, I'm okay with it. End of the day, my intention is to make you learn. So as a project manager, I've been playing this role as a project manager for the last 1.5 years, and I've learned few things, few tricks, few tips. And I wanted to share with you for all those who are existing project managers and people who want to get into project manager. There are 3 areas I'm going to cover today. One is about scheduling, planning. How does a typical project manager does planning and scheduling? Second, conducting meetings. This is very core, conducting meetings. And third is about leadership. We have a couple of leaders, unfortunately Darshana is not there, but otherwise we have a couple of leaders to talk about. So let me start with the first one, scheduling and planning. I thought this is the most toughest part. I thought scheduling and planning for me is something like astrology. You know, you say after 1 year, I'm going to give you this with this many people, and this is my milestone. I mean, come on. Am I a pandit or something? With these many hours, with this many dollar amount. I mean, this is astrology, guys. I was totally mind-boggled. I said, how can I do this? But it became very simple. So here I was in conversation with my architect, who's supposed to be like 10, 15 years of experience, and we are discussing about a particular requirement. So I go and say, so how much time do you think it will take for this to develop? Well, based on my experience, I have 15 years of experience under my belt. The architect, they always mention this every time. I think it's going to take around 20 days, max, 15 years, you know. Well, I think based on my experience, I don't have experience by the way on this app. My experience, I think it's going to take not more than 15 to 18 days. Yeah, I think you're right. You also have some experience, but I think you're right. Suddenly the master of universe enters the room. I know, you know what I mean by when I say master of universe. He enters the room, he says, guys, you know what, you deliver this in 10 days. The client has said 10 days, nothing more than that. So you think, I think we can do it in 10 days. Well, with 15 years of experience, I think we can do it in 10 days. Let's do it. And I make a nice charter and put it on the board. That's point number 1 for a Toastmaster gets. Second, meetings. Now, meeting is very interesting. You can't live without meetings. People are known for holding meetings. I'm sure Rohit and Vivek can relate to it. But meeting is very important. And it's very important to know there are a few roles in the meeting which are very, very common. It's not about the subject. It's not about what you're going to get out of the meeting. 3 roles. Number 1 was called the master of the obvious. The master of the obvious. This guy comes in, for example. There's a meeting which is supposed to be discussed about account margin. How do I improve account margin? So the master of obvious makes a statement. I think we should make everybody billable. And we should remove the T4. We should increase the T4. Dude, that's obvious. I mean, we are here to talk about how do we do it. The second conversation would be, we need to increase our profits. Well, profits is equal to income minus expenses. We need to increase our income and reduce the expenses. Master of the obvious. The second role is a guy who's a cribber. He's the master of the cribbers. He comes in because somebody just pushed into, oh, please attend this meeting, I'm too busy, please attend this meeting. So, how to identify a cribber? The moment he gets into the meeting, the first thing he says is, I have a hard stop in the next 30 minutes. Hard stop, it doesn't make sense. A hard stop in the next 20 minutes. He's a cribber, trust me. Third guy, and I have a couple of guys, my friends here, who fit into this role perfectly. It's called the sleepers. They are not meant to do anything. All they need to do is dress up well, wear a nice belt which matches your shoes. And I'm talking about the consultants and all consultants. And all they need to do in the meeting is, right. speak. So what do you think about it? I think it's right. That's it. That's about it. The third most important part is about leadership. Now everybody says to become a project manager, it's very important to be a leader. You have to lead, you have to motivate people. But how? Nobody says how. Now leadership is the most intangible thing I've ever come across in my life. It's immeasurable. And that's the beauty of it. Because you can go on and say I'm the best leader, but nobody knows how much. That's the beauty of leadership. So what you need to do as a leader, how do we become leaders? There is one very important trait when you think about leadership is, just give me a second. Okay, I just forgot because I'm really bad at leadership. So you need to make people believe that you're a leader. How do you do it? Anything good that happens around you, across you, you need to say, I did this. It was me who's behind this. That's what leadership is all about. You need to tell people you are the one who's behind all the good things that is happening in your project, in your life. And trust me, it sounds very selfish, but this is being done by tribal leaders. In olden days, tribal leaders, they used to lead their tribes in this way. They used to say, oh, you know what, suddenly the sun has come out. It used to be raining for last 2 months, suddenly the sun came out. I did this. The sun came out because of me. It was cold winter, and suddenly the sun came out. I did this. That's how the leaders used to proceed. They used to stay as leaders for a very long time. In the end, fellow Toastmaster, I would like to end by saying, and which is the topic of my speech as well, is that if you want to get into the project management world, always believe in one thing. Nothing is impossible, because end of the day, it's not you who's going to implement it.